There's a lot of rumors going around about these wrestlers jumping brands, and another one has just popped up. I was on X and I saw just this random account with all the characters misspelled, capital letters everywhere, words was misspelled, reporting that Finn Balor was leaving WWE when his contract comes up, and WWE is aware of this. Now, y'all said, oh, Kenny Bomb, that's just a little
Yeah, I was
12-year-old
like, what
guy
the
in
hell
his
is this?
basement dropping these messages. Don't even worry about it. And then the next day, it pretty much blew up everywhere. So that's why we got to make this video, because Finn Balor is potentially leaving the WWE. Kiddo, is this a good idea? And do you see him actually going through with it? Or do you think he'll just end up signing this contract at the last minute?
Well, regardless of like if he leaves or not, this will be one of the last things he does in wrestling, in my humble opinion, because
Mm.
Finn Balor is over 40, I think, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
you're
you're
right.
He's
right.
like 42, 43, and like the official, well, unofficial wrestling retirement age used to be 45. Now with, a bit more advanced science, people push it to 50, sometimes over 50, but man, after 45, you're pretty much done with your prime. And Finn Balor, like, where does he go? You know what I mean? Where does he go? Even right now, with the way he looks, with the way he wrestles, he's just never been a promo guy. So you just have him meandering in the mid cards. Maybe like he made enough money, right? He wrestled in Japan all those years. He wrestled in the WWE. Did pretty much the maximum amount of things he could have done. Uh, so I could see him, saying that, I'll hang it out. I'll go to my wrestling school. I will kind of boost that place up. Get more students there, but have a nice, easy life. That he can totally do that because he's at that age right now.
Yeah.
But he still moves around so well, wrestles so well that you really feel like he's just with, especially with the way he looks, how well kept his body is. You would think he's like 30 or 35, and
I
it's because
agree.
of the beard. If he shaved off the beard, you would think he's like in his late 20s. So that's insane. I don't
Yeah,
know
the
how he
beard.
does it, but I am gonna say just because he's not over 45, he will sign one more time. He's not gonna leave the WWE because he doesn't strike me as, yes, he does come from like New Japan, but it doesn't strike me as a person who misses that, or oh, I love New Japan so much, like kind of like Bryan Dennison, right? Like he wanted to go and wrestle everybody. Finn Balor, I don't get the same vibe from him. I feel like he's pretty comfortable where he's at. As a matter of fact, I've heard it from his own mouth saying like the stuff I'm doing with the Judgment Day is the most fun I've had wrestling in a long while, perhaps ever. And so like unless he's lying about that completely, why would he leave? If he's in that mindset. I think Finn Balor is gonna sign for a couple more years, maybe 3, maybe 5, and then that's gonna be like his last run as a full-time in-ring competitor, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Interesting. Brian, what do you
Um,
think? You think he stays with the E or does he
yeah,
bounce?
I think he stays. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think right now the situation that he's doing okay.
Mm.
Now, in terms of opportunities missed, I think they missed a huge opportunity on putting the title on him last year when he was really really hot against Seth Rollins, and it was like, dude, we thought this guy was gonna be the champion. I mean,
Right.
ever since he won the Universal Championship, and unfortunately he had to relinquish it to injury, that we haven't seen him with a title since. It would have been amazing to see Finn win the title and finally finish that, but uh, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are like, oh, missed opportunities and things like that, but I definitely think he stays. I don't think he goes anywhere, and I agree with Kiro. A good point he made. There's some wrestlers that'll literally say like, oh, I wanna wrestle this guy. I would love to wrestle that
Yeah.
guy, but I've never really seen Finn go out there and say that. And he doesn't really strike me as the guy that wants to do all those like crazy, ridiculous spots that are done in AEW. I don't know, man. I don't think I think Finn stays, and I think that'll be it. I don't think he has a reason to go anywhere.
What do you
So
think, Kevin?
much untapped potential. It's a shame this man is
Yeah.
42 right now because when he was in NXT, he was tearing it up and he was on fire. So much to the point that they made him the first ever Universal Champion. Unfortunately, when that happened, of course, we saw what happened. Seth Rollins injured him with the buckle bomb, just like he did Sting, and he just never came back the same. He never recovered. He was never as hot as he was before he left. That moment kind of ruined Finn Balor's career in WWE. And again, unfortunately, he never reached those heights again. But in Judgment Day, I think this is the most prominent he has been since he's been on the main roster because they let him do his demon thing a few times, but it
They
just
killed
never
that.
really meant as much as it did in NXT. So
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in Finn Balor's career because I was watching NXT weekly at that time when he was on top, and I thought he was going to be on one of their biggest stars, and it proved it when he went in there with Seth Rollins and won that championship. Unfortunately, he just never got that hot again. But I think with them saying that they're aware that he's leaving the company, there's a high chance he's leaving. You guys just want everybody to stay in WWE. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna go. I think Finn Balor is gone. Like Kiddo mentioned, like he kind of cut his teeth in New Japan. I think he might want to go back and finish his career up over there. Not that he would sign exclusively to New Japan. We see how these AEW talent work and how their relationship is with New Japan. So it's possible he goes to work for AEW and just goes back and forth between the two promotions, finishes it out on his terms instead of doing what WWE wants him to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't sign. He is 42, pretty much at the end of his career. I know, Kiddo, you said about 45 is when they bow out. John Cena bowed out at like 40, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think Roman Reigns is not going to be too far from that. If he's not 40 already, I think Roman's about to get up out of there. So
Which is
I
crazy
think
to
Finn
think about.
Balor, I think he has a few more years. Like you said, probably one more contract, and then that's it. And I don't think he does that contract in WWE because he's probably made enough money. And, well, honestly, he can go to AEW and probably make the same amount of money. Is he worth that ticket? Time will tell.
What do you do with Finn Balor in AEW though?
Just let him have fun. He's at the end of his career, just like Bryan Danielson, just like Adam Copeland. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Come out as the Demon a few times, feud with Malachi Black before Malachi Black leaves. Just let him go out on his own terms.
Okay, fair enough. Does anybody else have any thoughts about this Finn Balor situation?
That's it.
Just like Kenny, though, I want to say I would have loved to see NXT Finn Balor realize his dream. And just one side note I want to definitely make, it's just a take, not a hot take. Finn Balor was the only person to ever come close to be even slightly believable that he would take the title from Seth Rollins. After that, and even before that, nobody came even close. Like, he was the only one.
Yeah,
And like you said, Brian, I think that was a missed opportunity.
I agree.
Yeah, that's it, man.
He was the guy. Well, fellas.
No, that was it. When he said he
Oh,
was
you
the
just
guy, it
made
was
it out
over.
like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.